Guys, we'll do the usual embargo, please, for 10:30 this evening. Please show of hands for the microphones. If I could ask for your name and organisation.
Happy? Pep, good afternoon. You well?
Sorry?
Are you well?
Yeah, quite well. Could be better. Quite well.
Peter Stevenson from Sky Sports News. Can I just ask you, it's the start of another busy few days for you. This season could end up with your players playing something like 64 games altogether. How are you keeping them mentally and physically fresh?
They like to play football. They enjoy, so when the results more or less going well, it's easier.
You made the decision to stay in London. Can you explain the thinking behind that?
Well, to avoid trains, planes, bus, as much as possible when just 3 days. So, and I think we don't stay in a bad city to stay.
Can I also just ask you about, I know you've touched on racism quite a lot in recent weeks. Danny Rose today has made some very strong comments about he can't wait to retire from football because of the problems that he's had. I know you touched on it last week, but I mean, how sad for you is it that an England international is coming out with those sort of comments?
Danny Rose has not to do that. So next Tuesday, if I see him, I will tell him. So the best way to fight, combat this kind of terrible situation is fighting, being there every day. So, and of course, because he's an extraordinary football player.
Pep, you're still challenging on 3 more fronts, Champions League, League and FA Cup. What sort of challenges in terms of team selection does this semi-final pose for you?
Well, we'll see. Seeing is not everybody fit, but almost everybody fit, and we'll see. Every game I try to thinking a little bit. I cannot deny it for the previous one, the next one, but always focus in the game we have to play to try to win.
Mendy is back from injury, training again, I understand. Are you confident that he could be one of those players who's not had regular football who could step in during this run-in?
Everybody has to help us, not just Mendy. So Mendy alone cannot help us to arrive at the end in April with the challenge to win something more. So everybody, but of course it's incredible good news for us. It's training the last week, 10 days without the problems.
Simon Stone, BBC, is Sergio Aguero fit?
He's almost fit, yeah.
Is he fit for tomorrow?
He's travelling, yeah.
Just in terms of where you are, it's obviously a semi-final. If you win, you're in another major final. You have all this in front of you. Do you think, you've talked a lot about clubs with history, do you think you are creating a new history for Manchester City now?
Really, I don't know. I have the same opinion I said many times. Still, we are young in terms of a lot of titles, but every season when you are able to win, you can do better club, better organization. So that is the target. So, but still, we cannot deny the last decade in terms of English titles and being there, even in Champions League, qualify always. So it's good. It's really good. So we came from nothing of that, and now we have that, and we'll see how far we're going to get another level.
And you've mentioned in the past that the FA Cup final is the one game that you've not been involved with. Did you watch the game? Are you aware of the significance of the game?
Yeah, of course. I think when I was young in Catalonia, so it was most quite usual to see the final, the FA Cup, than the Premier League games. So in the tradition in old Wembley, both managers go in there in front of the players, so the oldest trophy. So I've never been there, and I cannot deny how nice it would be personally, but I think for the players as well and for the club. So the club won, I think, 5 times the FA Cup. So it's not too many in all history. So we have the challenge to get another one. So we tried.
Pep, Don McGuinness, TalkSport. To do that, obviously, you have the semi-final at Wembley. There's been a lot of talk about Manchester City not selling out their allocation, that the fans aren't backing the side as maybe some of the other teams are. Is that fair, given that obviously Manchester City, the demands on travel, being at finals already this season and potentially so many more games, do you think it's fair that obviously the fans have been questioned about not supporting their team this weekend?
Well, really, honestly, I don't know the reason why. I don't know it. So I don't know. Maybe the club could answer this question better than me. So it don't come the one reason. So always I am alongside to the fans, not just our fans. So I think when they can go, we'll go. When they cannot, they don't go. Maybe for different reasons. Like, honestly, I don't know.
And just some other fans that will be there, courtesy of Raheem Sterling. He's making sure some of his old pupils at his old school are going to get a chance to travel, and they've been up here and all the rest of it. Again, his stock seems to rise every week. He seems to be more impressive. Is that the way you see him developing now as a man, as a player, all the things he seems to be doing these days?
Well, he's an incredible gesture. Nice. So I think these kind of gestures make a better society for everyone, for everybody, not just from the point of view. So football players are human beings, and we live all together, and these kind of gestures dignify who he is, the club, and everybody. So I like it.
Silvia Aro de Televisión Española. The opinion of Guardiola is important in England, in Manchester, but important too in Spain. Tomorrow in Spain play Barça and Atlético de Madrid. Your favorite and the second, what remember about these games? Thank you.
Well, it's an important, really important game. I think since Pablo Simeone took over the club, make a step forward. So always fighting for the titles or being there, especially in the Liga, because it's the prize that be consistent every week, every 3 days, every week, and that means a lot. Both play in their own systems, but of course, hopefully, my club Barcelona can win and get almost the Liga once again.
Your favorite to win?
I think Barcelona play at home, so they are in a good form, good players. But Atletico Madrid always they play really well this kind of game, so everything can happen in this kind of games. But playing at home, Barcelona has a little bit advantage.
Hello, Pep. Andy Hampson from the Press Association. Do you have a better idea now how long Alexander Zinchenko will be out for?
I think he said in a statement yesterday, I think 10 days, 10, 12 days, we'll be back. So, hopefully.
Okay. And have you decided who will play at left back in his place?
I almost decided, yeah.
Okay. Can you give any information yet?
Of course, no.
Okay, guys, embargo, please, for 10:30.